She stood at the center of the glittering gala, her laughter ringing as if no darkness had ever touched her life. Her gown, sequined and shimmering, caught the chandelier's light and scattered tiny rainbows across the polished floors. A champagne flute gleamed in her hand, and everyone around her seemed spellbound by her effortless charm. To them she was flawless, poised, untouchable, the very image of triumph. But then as she reached into her clutch that evening, her fingers froze. Nestled among her things was a ring, gold, simple, engraved with the date of our wedding vows. The same ring she had claimed was lost 6 months ago. Next to it, a note, 2 words stark and precise. I know. Her gaze swept the crowd, wild, desperate, like a cornered animal. Breath caught, smile vanished. In that heartbeat, the mask she had so carefully maintained shattered. The charade of months, meticulously rehearsed, ended. Our marriage had lasted 6 years. We met in graduate school where she was the star, driven, razor-sharp, magnetic. I was quieter, more attuned to people than textbooks. She said she was drawn to me because I saw her for who she truly was. Maybe I did once. Together we built a life, an apartment, shared dreams, a consultancy in the making, a future we promised would rest on truth. Or so I thought. The cracks formed slowly, imperceptibly, like hairline fissures in concrete. Late-night meetings she called strategy sessions. A suddenly passcode-locked phone. New perfume lingering on her skin. The subtle shift from we to I in her language. I saw it all. But love blinds you, or perhaps it chains you to a version of someone who no longer exists. The night it all came undone was ordinary. She left her laptop open, a rare slip for someone so meticulous. I wasn't hunting secrets, yet sometimes the universe delivers truths unbidden. An email thread, carelessly forwarded, revealed her with Jared, a colleague. Attached. Photos, a hotel reservation, a selfie of them laughing in bed, her wearing a shirt I recognized as mine. I didn't scream or cry. I closed the laptop, poured a drink, and sat in silence until the sun rose. That was the last night I felt powerless. She didn't know I knew, and that was my advantage. I became distant, not cold, calm but watchful. While she plotted her next betrayal, I waged a quiet war. I collected evidence meticulously, emails, texts, cloud backups. I hired a discreet private investigator, who uncovered their hidden apartment rented under the guise of project work. Every detail catalogued. Dates, places, images. Her arrogance made it easy. She had grown sloppy, convinced I was oblivious. Within 3 weeks, I uncovered something worse. Funds siphoned from our joint business account. Small amounts hidden in project invoices, funneled to a shell company owned by Jared. She wasn't just betraying me as a wife, she was stealing from me as a partner. I didn't confront her. I played the devoted spouse, making her breakfast, kissing her goodbye as she left for him. But I was no longer her husband. I was her shadow waiting. It took 4 months to build an ironclad case, enough to ruin them both. I chose the perfect stage, her company's annual retreat, held at a lavish estate owned by one of Jared's friends. The event was extravagant, every glance calculated. I wasn't invited, but I didn't need to be. She carried the clutch I'd given her last Christmas, never changing its lock code, a critical mistake. An hour into the gala, as she sipped cocktails and bragged about her promotion, a staff member returned her bag with a polite smile. Inside she found the ring she'd claimed lost and the note I'd hidden in the lining. Those 2 words, I know, carried the weight of her collapse. I watched from 2 blocks away, a borrowed drone giving me her panic in crystal clarity. The next morning, consequences unfolded. Her inbox, Jared's inbox, forwarded to HR, the board, and his wife. Evidence of embezzlement went to a financial crimes investigator, an old friend who owed me a favor. By noon, both were suspended, by week's end, fired. Their firm issued a statement on integrity. I filed for divorce the next day, armed with proof of infidelity and fraud. The prenup she had insisted on, ironic now, voided her claim to shared assets in cases of betrayal. She left with nothing. No apartment, no business, no ring. Her calls and messages begged for a chance to explain. I didn't reply. I sent a copy of the prenup clause instead. The media never discovered the scandal. That wasn't my revenge. I wanted a quiet collapse, unfolding behind closed doors, unseen, where no one cheered but everyone watched. Jared fled to another city, his marriage ruined, his professional license under review. She still sends emails, wordless, heavy with desperation. I never answer. I feel no pity. Her betrayal taught me something I hadn't known about myself. I am not weak. Betrayal doesn't break you, it sharpens you. Some call revenge petty, but they've never felt the agony of a world gutted by someone trusted. I regret nothing. That night she opened her clutch, expecting triumph.